Grabbing a coffee at home today. Back to the Future 2 mug. Just picked up some new K-Cups. Actually, what did I go with here? The Green Mountain, medium roast. A little cheaper than Dunkin', but 24. I think Dunkin's only 22, so yeah, there's some 5-hour energies. We want the coffee. We prefer the coffee. Actually, I have not had Dunkin's for a couple of days at Friday. Today is Monday, April 7th, 2025. Welcome to today's video. We have a special unboxing and review, something that I had no idea that was coming. It's a hot coffee, just made it. I received this from a good friend of mine for my birthday. Showed up the day after my birthday, just a surprise package, and I thought, what the heck? Let's do an unboxing and review. This is perfect for my Nintendo Switch. Now, before we get to the unboxing review, before we announce it, it is Loki's birthday, April 7th. I was afraid she was just eating. I said, Loki, come on up here. We're doing the intro. She's, are you getting shy tonight? It's your birthday, Lokes. We got to wish you a happy birthday, Loki 7. So, you know, Loki is a rescue cat, and I didn't, have her exact birthday. So I thought, since we adopted her almost a year ago in April, that it's fitting that we'll go with April 7th. So that is officially Loki's birthday. So happy birthday. All right, we got Loki's birthday covered. I just wanted to let everybody know April 7th is the day we'll celebrate Loki's birthday. So happy birthday. I will reveal at the end of the video who picked this up for me. It's a surprise gift, like I said, and it's going to be perfect for beat 'em ups, fighting games on the Switch, giving us that arcade feel, the arcade experience. I have not messed around with this. I haven't had a chance to in the last couple of days. I've had for, about a week and a half. I'm not sure if I just said that. Let's open this up, test it out. We'll hook it up to the OLED, and we'll see how it plays. All right, we have the 8BitDo. I guess I'm going to call it the 8BitDo arcade stick for the Switch. Windows, Stream, Raspberry Pi. So yeah, it does cover these, but I'm all about that Switch. And while we're waiting for the Switch 2, let's take advantage. Let's appreciate the Switch we have and just play the heck out of it. Looks like it's connected Bluetooth. I have never connected anything like this, so we'll see how simple it is. I don't think there's any wires. It's Bluetooth, so there is a bunch of descriptions here on what button does what and where to go for troubleshooting. Yeah, let's open it up. Loki is up here. She is all about checking out new stuff. All right, look at how this is packed up. Some nice foam in here. Loki is she's impressed. She's gonna walk all over it. You have a USB, maybe a, not sure if what that other end is called, but I know that's a USB right there. Booklet of instructions. Loki, be careful. And then this is kind of braced in there, and she's holding down the box, so we're just gonna lift this up. Be careful. We're doing a review here, You're just gonna hang out now? Whenever we get a box, she's all about it. I did not deprive her of it. She's right there. We just moved it. Let's get back to the review here. So it's covered in the foam. It's got some weight to it. So when it arrived, it was a box, and then the box inside of a box. And I lifted it up. I'm like, what could this be? I mean, this was heavy. I had no idea. This joystick, it feels great. The buttons, like this is nothing like, and a lot of the home arcades I have, the quality of these buttons, perfect. Switch for the Bluetooth. There is some select viewing options here, a menu, and I guess, if I flip this, if I want to play the Switch. So I'm just going to have to troubleshoot a little bit. I think it's pretty cut and dry. Basically a plug and play. I'm just going to leave those on there. Looks like some plastic is over each one of the buttons. So I will remove those. Again, I have not messed around with this. I apologize to my buddy that I haven't had a chance. It's just been really busy lately, but we're finally doing it now. Since I am going to connect the switch, it is telling me what the connection should be, and I'm just gonna follow these steps, plugging this into the switch and waiting. It's like, you know, the wireless controller, how you gotta wait for it to blink so everything gets linked up. Just gonna follow this, very cut and dry, and we should be set. Okay, so I flipped this over to 2.4, and I'm gonna flip this, and you'll see this is flashing. And when that's flashing, I'm going to take the USB that's in here, take this out, and plug this right into my switch, and they should, for the most part, connect. I have 2 ports, so I'm gonna leave my Pro controller plugged in. We'll see if this just goes into the second port. All right, I'm gonna flip this to S, and once I get a solid color, it says paired up here on the, well, it did say paired. I'm gonna hit the home button, and we should be set. Okay, a little troubleshooting, but the directions did help. Everything was linked, but it still wasn't working, so I had to go into System Settings, Controllers and Sensors, and then the Pro controller wire communication was off. Once I flip that on, I can now operate everything with my new arcade stick, so we are set to go. All right, we'll give this a shot. We'll see how responsive everything is. Play a little Power Rangers. I think my buddy would appreciate this because he got me this and he is a huge Power Ranger fan. But yeah, I love the way that the joystick feels. Okay, all right, yeah, the joystick, this is working pretty good. Actually have not played Power Rangers for a while. The buttons feel great. Let's see how it plays when we're actually like in combat, like kind of using the Rangers and not one of the vehicles. Just start a different game. I'm kind of stuck on that level, but we'll start over, start fresh, because I wanna kind of test out the combat and not just kind of running and kind of shooting. This is going to be a total different feel, like actually playing on here versus the Pro controller or the Joy-Cons, which you know is perfectly fine, but you know to get that arcade experience, this is going to be great. Very responsive. Took a little bit to get this going. It seemed like it wanted the other controller to get going, but once I really hammered on A, I was able to play. So I kind of got a little stuck starting off in Cowabunga Collection, but Power Rangers is working pretty good. It's actually going to be hard to go back and play it with the Pro controller. This is great. The buttons are awesome. I am having a little bit of trouble with Turtles. I got Power Rangers to play okay, but you know, pressing A, nothing is happening. And it seemed like with Power Rangers, once I kind of hammered on it, it played. So I'm not sure if this is not cut out for Turtles, if I have to get everything going with the Pro controller, but I can't start the game with this. So it makes me actually have to start off with this. The only way I could get this to play is with 2 players. So I'm not understanding that completely. So we're just gonna have kind of a dummy controller here. And we'll see if I can start the game. I can start the game with, well, actually maybe, I guess I had to get it started with this controller, but once I get to this menu, I can, looks like I'm good to go. I guess it just takes some getting used to. But yeah, I'm okay, it's working. So you're gonna need the other controller. So yeah, it's just like we're playing Turtles on the arcade again. Gotta learn the buttons, but very responsive. Once you get to this point, we're good to go. I will tell you though that, I mean, the quality of these buttons and joystick, perfect. You know, Turtles is a 3-button game. So you have a B button, that's jump, Y, looks like he's attacking X, attack, and A's doing nothing. So it's these top 3 buttons. So it just takes some getting used to depending on what game you're gonna play. Gotta watch out for those balls. Okay. Yeah, works out okay. A little nervous there, but once you get the hang of it and knowing you're gonna need another controller, that's kind of an issue I was running into. But if I want to quit the game, I had to use my R button on the other controller. So the only way I'm going to be able to leave is to take this other controller and actually quit the game. I can't do it with the arcade stick. Okay, I am able to do everything with this. So I guess what I did was, you know, when you're pairing, it gave me the option. I guess I grabbed this by mistake. If I would have paired with this, because it looks like the controller, now everything is working fine, and I'm able to pick any game I want. So if I wanted to use this, so I guess if I just press the home button, will an option come up? So usually I have 1 dot. Now I have 2, so I guess I have moved to the second player with this. So once, I'm confusing myself, but I have both player 1 and player 2 are now functional. So I guess it was just kind of having a little bit of a turf battle. But yeah, this is gonna work out perfectly. I'm glad I kind of troubleshooted that on the video in case you run into anything. This is now my second light. This is now my player 2. I guess when I power everything off, if I reset it up, unplug this should go back to player 1. Nonetheless, works out pretty good. And just so I don't screw myself up in the future, I'm going to move this one back to player 1. And now I'm set. So yeah, I got the controller back to player 1. So I guess you might have to pair it every once in a while, depending on if you want player 1 for the arcade stick or the controller. But I'm back to how I did things before. I unplugged it. Now I'm going wireless, and I'm back. So there's kind of a little troubleshoot here. If you run into anything, kind of reset everything, go back to normal. And if I want to go back to the arcade stick, you plug the USB back into there, and I should be good to go and have to do this all over again. And going back to the joystick, it's a little different because just the slightest move, I'm underneath here, I'm on the bottom, and I am hooked up now to player 2. So my player 1 is the controller, and the arcade stick is set up for player 2. So that's why the controller will have to activate everything, and then I can jump in and use this. But once the game starts, then I could be player 1 with this. So there's kind of a long story short. If you run into any issues, that is why I could not select from the get-go. Also, because this is USB powered, I am going to just leave this plugged in now and charge it, and just to see if this battery or this light changes color when the battery is full, because we were just playing right out of the box. I never charged it. So hopefully this is probably the best way to charge it. What do you think, Lokes? And that's going to do it for today. Kind of a little troubleshooting, but once you figure out the whole controller setup, knowing that you have player 1, the reason, like if you're playing the regular Nintendo, like player 2 would not initially set everything up, so you would have to set this for player 1. I'm just used to player 2 being set up. This was the package. It was inside. This was inside of a box. And I pull this out, and I'm like, what in the world is this? And it had some weight. Loki is she's gonna investigate. Let me get at the tag here. So pretty cool packaging from Amazon. I gotta make sure she doesn't like tip this over. Happy birthday, buddy. Game on, from Ezekiel, Chicago Retro Ranger. I want to thank everybody for watching. Loki, we're gonna end the video. We'll see you guys next time. We will have this for game night. We'll play some beat 'em ups. There's a new setup coming, and we're almost there. It's going to be a little bit easier to play when I have this set up the new way on the desk. So yeah, you'll probably hear some button mashing when we're playing beat 'em ups. I'll see you guys next time. Happy birthday, Loki.